Hey, 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 welcome to the Spitter Swab Beer Review. I'm Jammer. Yes, what the heck? I just got a message. What does that say? No, I should try to do Yoda just from the description, but it said Whisker. I don't know what he's talking about. That's Shag Dog messaging me back. Anyway, I'm doing Dream Hops Double IPA. It's an Imperial IPA from Lupulin Brewing. It gets a NA by the BA. It's 9% alcohol. And it says here a collaboration with the bands of Mental Health for Mental Health 2023. This hazy double IPA was brewed with Citra Cryo, Cashmere, Mosaic, and Mosaic, Vic Secret, and Strata hops, and infused with head-banging creativity and passion. Expect tropical fruit, citrus, floral notes in the aroma, and a full-bodied, juicy, and resinous taste. Well, that promises a lot. Let's go ahead, pour that in there. Microphone a little too far away there. Okay. Uh-oh, I spilled a little beer abuse. Don't call cops on me. Yeah. Well, I'm picking up the waft of that aroma already. Whew. Smells sweet. Anyway, let's do the appearance first before I get into that. The appearance here is, from the glass. It's a rich golden color. Crowned with a frothy ivory head. Yeah, ivory. Yeah, that's good. It's lingering and slowly dissipating. It's enticing my senses. It's really getting me to want to take a drink. But first, let's go ahead and check the aroma here. Ooh, enticing. Oh, got some ice there. Enticing. Whoa. Shag Dog, quit messaging me, please. Quit messaging me. Where are we at? Okay, let me just put that on comments there. All right, there we go. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, it's got vibrant aroma of grapefruit, a little pineapple, some tropical type floral notes like mango. Man, yeah, you got a right underneath or in the backdrop, a little piney resinous type smell, a little dankness, not much. All right, cheers. Let's get into it. Well, that is citrus right in the forefront with grapefruit and some orange, like zest or something. Got a little bitterness. It's very. They complement each other. The flavors, grapefruit and orange, and then there's like the tropical fruits, the mango, a little pineapple, uh, passion fruit, maybe even a little depth of complexity, that I'm getting there. Yeah, looking good. I thought I had a comment there. Um, Despite the alcohol content, you really can't tell that it's a 9. You really can't. It blends well. It's balanced. Uh, all the flavors are well integrated together. Just it's just along with the alcohol content and everything, and it just kind of just blends and allows each flavor to kind of, pop out there at you and shine a little bit as you're drinking it. It's like a showcase in your mouth. It's like boom, I get the citrus, grapefruit, orange, and then it goes into the pineapple, mango, passion fruit, and then all that, and then the little piney bitterness and everything. Very easy to drink, amazingly easy to drink. Uh, Being that it's supposedly an Imperial IPA, but then again, that Citra Cryo hops. I mean, come on, Citra hops in general, really good. Uh, it's a very velvety mouthfeel, um, velvety smooth. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. That's what I've said. Amazing. And I think that even Shag Dog would enjoy this. Shag Dog would probably really enjoy this because it's not overpowering with the bitterness and piney, resiny flavors and everything. Although he has opened up to liking uh, the IPAs a little more than he used to. A little more apt to try them and everything. Kind of grown on them and everything. But anyway, let me give it another sip. Yeah, I think this is going to be a beer that even people who are like craft beer or IPA aficionados or whatever however you pronounce it, would like it as well as the newbie or the novice beer drinker, that just started drinking IPAs. I think this is one that both would enjoy, and I think Lupulin, and I've had several of theirs over the years, especially recently. I think they are a pretty good brewer. This is out of Big Lake, Minnesota. All right, stop trying to update. But it kind of this kind of highlights the craftsmanship, the uh, the height of what craft beer could be, and Lupulin is doing with their different types of brews and everything. It's just really something to check out. If you get a chance, try Dream Hops Double IPA by Lupulin Brewing. If you have any questions about it, hey, comment, send us a link. Send us a little comment, put it down below, and we'll get back to you. Hopefully, Shag Dog's supposed to be monitoring all the comments and stuff, and he's usually pretty good at getting back to people. But yeah, give it a shot, man, because it's actually very delicious beer. Very smooth, man. I'm just amazed at how velvety smooth it is and how easy it is to drink. In fact, I think that I'm going to give this, man, yeah, I'm going to give this a straight up A and a swarter, actually a swaft, swallow and a half. And the reason it's for 9% is so dang easy to drink. It has wonderful explosion of different flavors in your mouth there. I mean, you can just taste it on your palate. The citrus, the grapefruit, the orange, the passion fruit, the mango, the pineapple, and the little floral undertones too as well. I mean, it's very. When I open it up, that aroma just waft up to my nostrils and just filled me with the sensations of these wonderful tropical fruits and so forth. And I was just, whew, I wanted to drink it. I wanted to taste it. I wanted to see if it would match the aroma. And it does. It's very inviting. It had a nice sweet smell. Even though it has a sweet smell, this is not overly sweet in any kind of way. I mean, it's not, bland or sour or bitter. I mean, it has some bitterness in there, but not overpowering or anything. Yeah, I think most people would enjoy this. I'm glad I picked it up when I did because very seldom do you find beers of this caliber and be able to pick them up and try them for the beer review is just it's wonderful that I'm able to do that. It would be great if we were making a lot of money off the beer review and be able to afford to pay for it. On the old channel, we had started making some money and everything, but oh well, we only paid for the studio stuff and the camera and all that stuff with it, and then not much after that. But that is all we can say about that. I'm not going to blame people. Well. Probably lost a lot of our videos too. That's one of the reasons why I really don't like these live videos too much, because we're not saving those videos other than on YouTube. If YouTube decides to get a hair up their ass for any kind of reason, they could turn around and just demolish channel, and they have demolished channels throughout their whole system that they don't want to promote. They bury them in the algorithm. They allow you to do it because, hey, well, okay, there'll be that small segment of people that might watch it and everything like that. And they allow you the illusion that you're being able to put your stuff out there. Meanwhile, you've been segregated into a category of, not being found. But, hey, what's different? When it was brand new, it was like the Wild West. Anybody could get rich. Anybody could become famous. Anybody would be able to put their messages and stuff out there, their artwork, their views out there. Now the Wild West is over, and the government has taken over. And the government is Google, and Google has decided to suppress certain individuals. Just like back in the day, Wild West got civilized, and the next thing you know, the government started putting restrictions on everything, putting laws down, and forcing people to follow these different laws and everything. And which are, some of it's good, That's the problem. Some of the things are really good and you welcome it, and then other things are just like this whole invention of AI and everything. I believe it's going to help quite a bit in the beginning, but then after that, it's going to cause creativity and your own ability to have the ingenuity to do things. It's already so forth on the phone. I mean, think about it. You cannot do simple mathematics anymore or anything like that without, hey, all right, let me check it on the calculator here. The calculator, that was one thing, but now the phone has the calculator. Shag Dog is sent me a video, believe it or not. Let's see what he put. I don't know what he did here. Well, the video's not showing.
I'm a lesbian pilot. Hi, I'm Amelia Earhart. I'm a lesbian pilot.
Well, that was a shout out to all the lesbians out there that may be watching our videos. you being represented by a woman that's been dead for probably over 80 years. Shag Dog has weird things. I don't know. Anyway, let me finish this beer and let's move on. Yeah. All right. Yes. So I was sitting there and I was watching some old films that I hadn't watched in a long time, and I was just thinking Chris Farley. He was funny and people really appreciated him at the time. But if you really look back on some of his stuff, and granted, a lot of it is silly, really silly. But if you look at some of his stuff, you have to say, yeah, he had a talent, and unfortunately, he had excessive behaviors. Probably also just that was brought on to some of the things that he had to do to compromise his own integrity or own moral character. Most people in that business have to do that. They have to compromise to a degree, and they end up losing some of their self-respect. I don't know if that was the case with Chris. I know he had the whole thing with the food and the alcohol and the drugs and all that stuff, but why did he get involved in all that stuff to begin with? Who's to say? I don't know. But what got me about Chris and what I didn't like is that they were trying to promote him as a replacement for John Candy back in the day, and there was no comparison of the two. John Candy was lovable, and he was like an uncle or a brother, big brother. He was just a really kind soul, kind heart, and he was funny. He had a great sense of humor, and he was able to do some crazy things. Such a big guy, he was able to do some crazy things. Chris Farley, big guy, but he was able to do some amazing things. Some of the stunts that he did, and some of the things, the crazy shit he did. But that's the kind of stuff that they were trying to compare the two, and there wasn't. John Candy was more of a, I don't know, more of a, like I said, a lovable brother, big brother or uncle, and I would see Chris more like a little brother that just was crazy and that didn't know uh, how to be what I have, not manners, but what is it? Didn't know how to act in public, that kind of thing. He's like the one that didn't have it that little in the head. He didn't realize, hey, I shouldn't say this or I shouldn't do that. He just thought it was funny and did it. I've been accused of that sometimes. I know Shag Dog has been accused of it a lot because we had a rule. Anytime we were drinking or eating out in public or in certain areas in public, he wasn't allowed to say anything funny because sure enough, as soon as you took a sip or a bite of food or you were in a conversation with somebody, he would say something crazy and everybody would just crack up laughing. And so we had to put some guidelines on it, some restrictions. All right. I'm done with that. That has a lot of sediment there, some yeast, and I'm not going to drink that last little bit because I don't want to be having my tummy rumble later. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. I'm going to do a couple more. I think I'm going to do at least 2 or 3 more. And so you're invited to come along for the journey. And, Oblivious Wanderer. I don't think he is a replacement. No, but they kind of promoted Chris as being at that time because John Candy had passed away, and they were missing John Candy, they kind of pushed him as a replacement for John Candy. Another big guy on the scene that was funny. And that was a disrespect in a way to both of them because Chris had his own humor and own talents as well as John Candy did, but they kind of pushed it that way. And that's unfortunate because it wasn't the same. Like I said, they both had different talents and different skills and everything. So, what is that now? Now, yes, he was the next best fat person. I've always have a little overweight comedian. So yeah, I got Belushi, John Candy, Sam Kinison was a little overweight, not bad, but yeah, that Louis Anderson. Yeah, Louis Anderson, another funny guy. Louis was. He was really funny, and he lasted a long while, but he's still. Belushi, another one that had some demons of his own, and ended up basically killing himself with drugs. But John Candy, he died of heart attack. They had something. What was it? Who was it that was it? It wasn't Mark Wahlberg. It was somebody else. I can't remember. That was talking about a story of John Candy, and they were out and about, and they went and bought a bunch of eclairs and stuff like that. He was supposed to be on the Pritikin diet or something. I forget. There's a funny little story about him. But yeah. Louis Anderson, Sam Kinison. I think some of his stuff was funny, but I couldn't really get into him because I can't get into somebody always yelling and screaming. That's too much drama. I don't need that crap. I never heard of them compared. Never, never, never. I never heard anybody. Wow, this is the next John Candy. Never heard that in my life, Jim. Well. If you remember, and obviously you don't, they were pushing him just as John Candy had passed away. They started pushing him hard. Started getting, his fame was coming up, but they really started accelerating that, pushing him into these different films and stuff at that time. And I remember hearing somebody saying the next John Candy. I don't remember who it was, but I remember it was either one of those like Entertainment Tonight or one of those other entertainment shows that kind of pushed it that way. And I had that stuck in my mind about it because I'm like, no, you can't compare the two. They're different. All together, all because they were fat, both of them were fat, doesn't mean they're the same. That's how shallow we are as a people. It's just, I heard Chris and maybe with David Spade especially because he did several movies with him and all that stuff. I heard Chris was a very kind-hearted and lovable guy, especially with his friends and so forth. So, in that regard, they may be also alike because John Candy was very kind-hearted and lovable with his friends and some of the people he didn't know or other people that he had knew of and respected and then finally met. But yeah. Let's see what he says here. Different generations. Yeah, they were different generations too. Yeah. All I know is that I don't want to live in a van down by the river. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to live in a van down by the river. Now, down by the ocean, maybe. I may give up and go ahead and live in a van down by the ocean. That wouldn't be so bad. That'd be like almost like Jim Rockford, living in a trailer by the ocean, right? You may be right about two replacement. I don't think we got to put them in there because we don't have a giant Candy, but yeah, we need that best fat actor comedian, and he was the one. Yeah. Well, I know he was big on SNL, and you have to admit there was a lot of skits that he was good in. Chris was good in SNL. the van down by the river, and there was a couple more I can't remember right offhand, but that was probably the most memorable one. Living in a van down by the river. Yeah, because he cracked up David Spade and all that stuff, and they purposely did that. That's the kind of fun that I enjoy. Purposely trying to crack people up. They're on live TV in front of millions of people, and he's purposely trying to crack his co-stars or co-workers up, even though it can ruin the whole skit. Yeah. Kind of like Tim Conway would try to crack up what's his name? Golly, can't remember his name. The cast of Carol Burnett there. He would try to crack them up every time by doing crazy stuff on live TV. I enjoy that. We kind of had the same kind of rapport. Me, Shag Dog, who else? Abo, Chaz, who else? Your brother, yeah, Shag Dog's brothers, P. Diddy and Shan. We all kind of had that where we were kind of doing the same stuff sometimes, trying to crack each other up in public, and doing stupid stuff. I had a friend, John, and we were at the grocery store together, and we were buying stuff, and I went to buy my stuff, and he was right in back of me in line. And he goes, "Hey, is that the card that you just found outside on the ground?" That I was using. I was using a credit card. He goes, "Is that the card you just found out outside on the ground?" And I just turned to him, even though he said that to crack me up and throw me off, I turned around and said, "Yeah, but don't talk too loud." And the cashier's just looking at us. Well, that's the kind of crap, you do to friends, you try to mess with them and try to evoke some humorous memories there. Anyway, Oblivious Wonder, I enjoy your comments as always. Thanks for watching along with everybody else. I'm going to go on and get to another one. Man, it is exciting to be able to do a few beer reviews. Hadn't been able to in a few weeks. So it's good to get back to it and do some. I feel like I'm more on now than I was before. Shag Dog, same thing. He's been doing some beer reviews. Massive big up for him. But let's move on. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, and sharing. This is the Spitter Swallow Beer Review, home of Shag Dog and Jammer. We appreciate each and every one of you watching, and especially if you got this far. You take care, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Later, my friends.